wearing glasses today or not wearing them? Good morning, good morning, good morning to you.
Good morning, sweetheart.
We just started talking about dreams, and you said you had an interesting dream.
Yeah.
I did for sure.
Yeah, I had, last night, I had two beautiful dreams about George Harrison. And I had one and then woke up and went back to sleep, and there was another one. But it was, I don't know if it was so much, because it had happened. It happened. I was walking through the gardens of Friar Park with George, and I really did do that. He and I explored the whole. He was still finding new places in Friar Park that he hadn't seen. Uh, but I could hear his voice. I really could. It was just the most beautiful, calming dream. If you can have a calming dream while you're already calm and asleep, I guess you can. You know, nightmares aren't calm. you know.
Well, can you remember what you were talking about?
No, but I remember his voice. I remember him talking to me. I can hear him talk. I can hear his voice right now. Uh, but it was a beautiful dream. And he and I walked out into the gardens, and there was a miniature, a replica of Mount Vesuvius or something, some famous mountain like that, out in the garden in the back. And it was a great big stone, and we went down into a hole in the ground, and then we were in and this is true, but it was also in my dream. But there was an underground stream that wasn't functioning at the time, and it was stalagmites and stalactites. Is that right? And they're all done by Sir Francis Crisp, who built that place, all those years ago. But it was really, it made me feel. I mean, we walked in the dream. It was just like the dream was reliving what really happened. What actually happened. I mean, you come up into a part of the house, and there's this massive cave. It was beautiful, and it was like he understood and knew, say, my innocence. To that whole world, I mean, hell, I grew up.
Naivety, I think, is.
Naivety. uh, uh, I mean, I grew up, working in the fields and stuff. So my upbringing was completely different than theirs, and I never strived to be a rock star or thought of things like that. I never thought of myself in those terms. It was just an amazing adventure. And last night, I got to relive it. I got to relive it, and it was just lovely taking a stroll with him last night. 2 strolls with George Harrison last night. It was absolutely beautiful. I woke up and I went, oh man, how wonderful. And I went back to sleep, and I was right back in a dream with him again, hearing him speak. I can hear his voice right now, gentle and reassuring.
You have, well, we all have lots of dreams, but I always encourage you to write them down because I don't think you can remember them all. I have a lot that I've written down, and I would never have remembered them. I mean, some are more poignant than others, of course.
You're not going to forget. You're not going to forget 2 dreams with George Harrison in them.
Well, you're not now. You're not now because I'm videoing this, and perhaps I'll do. Every time you have a dream like that, we can put them up on.
Yeah, but it just made me feel good inside.
Sure.
Like everything's okay. It is more than okay now. But I was just stepping out into the world then. all of that over there seemed like such a fairy tale. It seems like a fairy tale today, you know, that life and lifestyle. Uh,
Well, speaking of dreams, you used to have these dreams where you would be close to getting on stage with Eric and playing.
yeah,
That's one I do remember you talking
yeah. Well, I actually did a painting of that. It's called Empty Stage,
about.
and it's in a setting that is just like in a dream, kind of grayish. And there's a stage there, and these amplifiers and stuff, and mic stands, and nobody on them. You know, nobody on it. But yeah, that wasn't a dream that was just like it affected me to paint, you know, to release it by painting it, and
Well,
that's
can you tell the dream that you had?
well, we always well, I've had more than one about Eric and me, but and not playing, but we just almost get to the stage before there was no stage, you know, and then it just the next time I would have a dream, it would be a little closer. And then there's the stage. It's up on a hill, sitting on a grayish hill, all by itself. With stumps going up to get on it. And Mike stands there. There's a couple of what look like amplifiers there. Funnily enough, no drums. But we never got on it. We never got on that stage again. So the stage was always set and waiting for us, but we never graced the stage ever again, you know. And to this day, that's not happened, you know.
But you don't have those dreams anymore about
No,
not
And I
a,
used to have this anxiety stuff going on about all of that and my life then, and it's all different. All of that, that's a dream itself. It is a dream of long, long ago. I'm glad that I can recall. It's more of a feeling to me now than it is a visual. You know.
well, you can't take it away. It's something that you did.
No, no. I wouldn't want to be rid of any of those dreams that I've had in the past or even last night. It was such a beautiful, peaceful feeling that I had when I woke up in the middle of the night. It must have been 3 o'clock, and, and I just went, "Oh wow!" And then I went back to sleep, and there we were. I mean, just side by side, strolling through the gardens. You know, I mean, we went. George and Patty and I went walking out in the garden with Terry Dorian one time, and there's a place where this kind of hills went down, and there's trees, and real tall trees, and it had some grapevines going from them. And I said, I looked up at that one grapevine coming down the tree line. I said, boy, cut it about right there, and we have a nice swing, you know. So he sent Terry to
No.
yeah to get an axe to cut the. So we cut the one. And he said, "Go ahead." So I got a hold of it like that. Oh, just barely hang on, and it went way out and came back again. I couldn't do it again. I could only do it once because I knew if I tried it the second time I was going to land in the bottom of it, you know.
Times have changed. You used to do that when you were a kid, right?
Yeah. I wasn't quite as stout as I used to be. I hadn't thought of that in years.
You've never told me that particular story.
No, well, we've never had talked about dreams,
But that actually happened, and
yeah, it actually happened. It's true. It's a memory, you know, a beautiful memory.
well, I truly believe that we live in different dimensions, and the dream world is the same as this world. It's just another dimension.
You get around a lot easier in a dream world.
If you can learn to control it.
Yeah, well, I don't know about all that, but I just know that it was really beautiful. Those dreams that say, there's no need for me to write it down or, uh, and I dreamt songs. a whole song and recorded it. It's called "Back Home in England," and I was in Los Angeles, and I used to keep a little Sony tape decking, you know, and I kept it by my bed in case I had an idea or something, and not I could wake up and hit the button. But this one was so vivid, and we sure is. Back Home in England was on my first album, and we used the L.A. Symphony on it, and I mean I heard all the parts, and Jimmy Haskell was the conductor and everything, and he uh, he he wrote all the parts. He had me act them out. You know, how I feel. I could hear all of them. And he said, "Why don't you just be dramatic and and sure enough, he used all of that, the ideas, and then of course he did his wonderful arrangement with a string section. But it was straight out of a dream, lyrics and everything. Yeah, I mean, it was beautiful. So tomorrow I'm going to leave you again. I'm going to hold you and kiss you goodbye. Remember me when you say your prayers at night, because tomorrow is not so far away. And it'll be you and me and God is three. We'll be together again back home in England. And yeah, beautiful dream. You know, I just didn't have that. I had the me part. I just didn't have a you. You know, and there was never a you for me until you. Yeah.
Well, thank you, and I really enjoyed the story about George. I wanted to get that on tape so that we had it here.
Yeah, they go away in
It's
my
lovely.
memory banks, and sometimes I don't go unlock them.
Well, you know that medication for asthma makes you kind of forget stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
I'll have something that I want to say, and it's hard for me to express it.
Yeah.
You know, that's what that stuff does. But anyway,
it's weird getting used to that because I didn't know what it was, and I thought you were losing your mind.
I did too.
It was kind of
Sometimes that's a good thing
scary.
to lose. You know.
No.
It depends on what you got in.
Well, now that we understand and know what it is.
Well, I have nothing but beautiful memories of my past. You know, and I think of people that I feared and people I revered. You know, who really needed to be feared, and I didn't. You know, but I remember it all, and sometimes it's good to have all that come back out. It's almost therapeutical. And it say it's okay. You know, everything's okay. Here I am, 75 years old now, and that's right, isn't it? Well, I enjoyed having this little chit chat this morning. You know, having a second cup of coffee, and we'll be
Let's go.
up and rolling, and maybe I'll come and paint or something. It's wild. My painting world has gone crazy, so it's a lot of fun.
Somebody asked about where your inspiration came from when you painted. I said it just came from within. It just comes.
Within,
It just
that's
flows
exactly
out.
right.
Same as
You
the
know,
songwriting.
I just express what I listen to what's being said to me, you know, what I'm being directed and told, and from within. And sometimes it's one or two. Sometimes it's a host, a heavenly host. You know, it's beautiful. Yeah. It's like a choir. I feel fortunate that I have that. I'm sure that some people think that, well, he's going over the edge. Forget about it. There's no edge. I have no edges. No. It's one continuum.
All right, well, we can say goodbye, and thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. We'll see you.
Lamp, which I just, like,
Oh,
what the heck?
he's good. Sinbad. That's my man, Sinbad, right there. Yeah, I love Sinbad. He's good. He looks after my brushes and provides a little light for me. Well, and there's
I
my
think it's
my
a
original Hammond B3 that you're sitting
1950s.
right next to.
He's 1950s lamp, I believe. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
You gotta have the B3 close by. All right.
that's the actual organ I learned to play on.
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you again.
Okay. Tomorrow I'm gonna leave you again. I'm gonna hold you and kiss you goodbye. Remember me when you say your prayers at night. 'Cause tomorrow, not so far away. It'll be you and me. Lord, and God's gonna make three. We're gonna be back home together